Hey everybody, it's Owen here. It's a Saturday morning and I had some free time, so I thought I'd just record my laddering here. And the team that I'll be using is this Munchlax team. Munchlax is currently unranked on the VR, and that's understandable. There's a lot of flaws with it, and it's definitely not the most exposed or used mon in the tier. But the really cool thing about it is that it's basically a specially defensive Miltank, but on steroids. Because Miltank's 95 HP and 70 defense here, it's not the greatest. It means that if this is like on a balance or a volt turn, your dedicated special wall, you've got a big problem when it comes to most of the special breakers, right? It means that you're probably going to have to rely on the rest of the team's resistances to really deal with stuff like Specs Rabombe or even like Specs Durlodon. Rotom could be a huge problem if it's sub nasty plot, or even if it's just like Scarf or Specs with a trick. Very dangerous. So having and, obviously Munchlax is still going to have a problem with Trick Rotom and Trick in general because it's a Violite Rest Talk Mon. But Munchlax is really fun with Wheezing together with Toxic Spikes because Whirlwind allows you to get in those Mons that rely on another item that isn't heavy duty boots, right? And so they're susceptible to Toxic Spikes, but maybe rely on the grounded poison type or even the default user of the team to get rid of Tspikes, and they might not have the time for it with Whirlwind. And also Body Slam just is decently strong. It's actually really good at checking Rabombe, and obviously Miltank can't do that too well. Great on all the fire types because of thick fat and pretty great bulk. You want to invest like this, by the way, because it actually maximizes the calcs. But decently standard. This is a non-flamethrower Wheezing, which might seem weird, in a Escavalier meta, but I do have a lot of just little pressures against it. Also, Pain Split and Will-O-Wisp is annoying enough for Escavalier. Colbur, Rotom. Colbur's mostly for the Gallade matchup. Hex, Spell Tag would be really nice with Hex. Another Rest Talk Wishy-Washy, and these two are actually really annoying late game for my opponent. Eject-Packed Durlodon, which is I think we're going to see as a lead here. But let's get into this first game. So my opponent has, gosh, I'm trying to wonder what that Savali form is. I'm thinking Ghost because, no, not Ghost. He's got Jelliescent. Dang, I don't know. I'm thinking Steel because he really wants an actual Dragon and Fairy Resist, not Durlodon. But speaking of that, yeah, Durlodon is a good lead. It tends to be a good lead. So, while we could trade rocks, while we could risk the Draco Meteor, one-hit KOs and everything, Munchlax is just a safe switch in. It doesn't mind Body Press, actually. Yeah, and he got out of there, too. That makes sense. I'm kind of expecting Taunt, but I'm actually going to go right back into there. And this is weird on him. I almost want to Flash Cannon first just to see... No, it's probably weird for him to see me go back into the Mon that... he switched into Jelliescent to check Durlodon. But I'm trying to just get some momentum, and this team has a little bit of a problem with Jelliescent. Just some of the bulkier mons in general can be a bummer. But as long as Jelliescent isn't heavy duty boots, then I can get Wheezing in. But if it is heavy duty boots, which is actually what I'm going to test right now, I'm going to go right into Girder. Girder punishes opposing status attempts. Yeah, he's just going to knock off the Scout. Okay, that's fine. But now I capitalize with a knockoff. And yeah, who doesn't love getting rid of this thing's... Oh, Choice Scarf. Wow. Rotom is kind of free here. I could get greedy. See, I don't have a Volt Switch in, so I think he is going to go for that. I'm jeopardizing Girder's bulk on the Air Slash. This is what he went for. But, good chip nonetheless. Okay, now I can't... I don't even want to take a Volt Switch, so I'll just go to Rotom and see what his check to Rotom is, because this Mon is looking pretty good in this situation. Okay, so it is Savali Dark. That was like the last mon that was plausible here. Kind of just inviting Wheezing in, even if he does go for a U-turn. If he goes for SD, you know, it's like be my guest. Yeah, I'm really liking Tspikes though for Kangaskhan and Savali. Even Sandaconda could be pretty helpful. Not too worried about this. I don't even know if this can actually kill me. But he can't kill Girder, and that's kind of the point. And now that Toxic Spikes are up, I'm going to Wisp just in case if it's default. Oh, he's Psychic Fangs. Who runs that in this meta? In a non-Toxic Croak meta. Very funny. But yeah, Wishy-Washy thankfully is extremely bulky. His bulk's a little bit jeopardized now, but that's okay. And Girder comes in and saves the day. Jelly Essence. Wow, and he's not even... Man, he's not even heavy-duty boots. That's really good for me. Goes Sandaconda. This is kind of an odd series of events here. I can take an Earthquake. I don't want to take a Glare, but I can take an Earthquake. So I might just Flash Cannon followed by Draco here. Or just Draco. It's just Draco. Oh, that kills. I didn't even know that was a calc. I did not even know that that was plausible. Wow, okay. I bet he didn't know that either. I bet he's kind of disappointed in his Sandaconda. But yeah, I think Sandaconda got to the C ranks in the VR recently. But yeah, don't run it. Can't advise that enough. Just do not run it. So this is where Whirlwind comes in. It's kind of in this late game where it gets annoying getting stuff out. So I can do this a few times. But again, body press, nothing. Hopefully I get... yeah, he doesn't... He lost his... Oh, he defogged Scarf? No, that's a bummer. But at the same time, this is just kind of free. I don't mind stalling some of this stuff out. See where he goes into. Oh yeah, so Volley Dark is not the mon I would go into here. Although, dang, I better get Body Slam or Whirlwind. Okay, good. Now I'll just B-Slam. He might go into Jelly Essence. He doesn't even know what my last move is. So, I guess that's kind of the good thing about Munchlax. Is actually 207 attack is not horrible for a wall. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna rest here so he can take some double edge. Oh, what? Why would you Sucker Punch? See, that's what I was expecting. That. Now if I get a pair, oh wow, yeah. There's definitely a big luck factor here with Munchlax. I really just wanted him. Oh, he forfeited. I don't think forfeiting was the play. Well, for more than one reason, but let me just say that he definitely had some comeback potential with Duraludon. My Munchlax was low and only burned one turn of rest, but I was going to rely on getting some defensive security back with a rest on Wishy-Washy potentially. I was going to go to my Duraludon, I think. I ultimately decided on that play and get Stealth Rocks up, and that was going to be killer late game, not just with Whirlwind, but also with an itemless Rotom on the field. I mean, that thing was pretty much dead, especially with pressure from my own Rotom and Volt Switch, and Kohler Berry intact for Sucker Punch. The pair sealed the deal, maybe. At the same time, I think there was a lot more for my opponent to play with. Okay, we've got an Escavalier team. Escavalier is a great mon. Easy S rank. I think that was like the maybe like the easiest S rank in NU since Pythagoras really was discovered to be so good. But my opponent doesn't have the best Duraludon switch, and besides, of course, Escavalier. The nice thing about this is I could have some options to Stealth Rock or just turn one Draco if it is a Escavalier there, and Wheezing is a little bit of a security. And this is another case where a mon like Poliwrath and Rhydon really can't afford to get poisoned, because then something like Girder, or even they might be in range of like Flash Cannon or Draco from Durlodon, you know, mid to late game. So if I get the T-Spikes off and they don't necessarily want to go into Skunk Tank, then the Whirlwind could be really dangerous. A little bit of like a Russian roulette going there. And at the same time, Body Slam is decently effective at dealing with Skunk Tank, which doesn't break the best on something with... Can you see how much special defense this has? Yeah, I mean, over 400 special defense after Violate. So, all things considered, I mean, it's going to be, I think it's a decent matchup. The one thing I'd have to worry about is, okay, good. I'm just going to divert that and say him not actually playing. But I'm kind of worried about his opposing Rotom. I'm always worried about Rotom, but this is a decent lead, unless if it's Specs, but I'm going to risk that. Okay, it's Hex, Wisp Hex. That's a great set until it dies to Draco, apparently. That has to be a roll. That's gotta be a roll, man. There's no way that's normal. Okay, now Weezing and Munchlax kind of have a chokehold on his team now. And I feel privy enough to go into my own Rotom. I don't see why not. I could Volt on everything, and besides Rhydon, who I don't mind going for a Wisp. So the thing about Durlodon and its bad special bulk, unless if you run that crazy Rabius set that's like max special def and iron defense, is that it usually can afford to take a non-life orb or choice hit from something at full. And as a lead with a jetpack too, it's great to just risk that even on like faster mons, if it means securing that momentum or that damage off, right? Also, I mean, and that's also worst case scenario. Best case scenario kind of is they switch out into a special defensive or like a steel type that could take Durlodon. They don't usually switch into a fairy because that's always in the back of their mind that Flash Cannon is just a one-hit KO or just destroys if it's slower, like Clefairy or Aromatisse. But you can just generate that momentum early on and capitalize, and then play from there. Then kind of discover what your win con is. But I think he's going to discover here that the Munchlax is a pretty decent check. Okay, so he's unaware of rest, or he wants me to force me to rest. Body Slam's almost risky because I would rather have a oh wow, he's lefties. Okay, well then Weezing is free. Now Wisp is absolutely the play. If it hits ever. Scald is, or risking the defensive Scald was kind of scary, but I had Pain Split in the back, and I don't mind necessarily being burned. I still do my job pretty good. Yeah, forcing this in, like I said, I'm playing fast. I'm sorry if sometimes I just get into this zone. See if he Dark Pulses. He does, but I can afford it. See? Now Skunk Tank is weak, but I do want to mention that most things wouldn't kill anyways. But now I'd probably be dead, so that's kind of the issue of its frailty. Stealth Rock's up in his default Rotom. Probably, like, you can imagine it's the same set. Where was I? What was I talking about? I like getting Skunk Tank in with Toxic Spikes. That's what I'm saying. It's a great... And now I could potentially just poison something. And am I cool with sacking Durlodon? Absolutely. Oh, well... That's on him. I almost want to go straight into like Rotom. But I'll body press on the Scavalier, just get... Oh, wait, I'm burned. That was dumb. It's just Flash Cannon. Probably does more. Look. Oh, okay, I'll Draco here. Yeah, I should have Flash Cannon into Draco these turns. Wow. What's this? It's kind of weird. If I could... Did I miss the Wisp earlier on? I'm almost forgetting what's happened. Yeah, I did. But it was on Poliwrath, so it's okay. A little scary with Wheezing low. Okay. But now I just generate a U-turn. This is where Wishy comes in. Wishy's great for just having some reliability. So he's, okay, this is a great mon to bulk up on. Oh yeah, Ninja Husky is not a good mon here for another bulk up. Does not do anything, dude. You should know that. Okay, where was I with the yeah, missing the Wisp on Poliwrath wasn't a big deal because he was forced to rest anyways or be worn down. And there's just GG. It's not technically. No, it is. It's definitely over. It was going to get worn down in for Girder or for some of these mons to take advantage of Sleep Talk. Sleep Talk is such an annoying mechanic, and if you think I'm a hypocrite, I kind of am because I'm running 2 Sleep Talk mons on this team. Yeah, not 1 but 2. However, in most situations, especially with Munchlax, Body Slam and Whirlwind accomplish the same thing. If I need to phase or if I need damage, you know, on like Quiver Dance, Munchlax, if I'm asleep because I was forced to rest mid-game, usually that's okay enough. Almost the same with Wishy Washy, where there's a lot of matchups, like on that like defensive Poliwrath, where I could afford to just be asleep, not even click Sleep Talk, but just continuously click U-turn through rest until I wake up and then get this slow pivot out onto Rotom or Duraludon and kind of punish from there. So yeah, this team definitely works and needs that team support all throughout. There's not necessarily every mon performing on its own, besides maybe Girder at the end there. And this is actually an older team. Last month I had Sneasel here instead of Girder. Sneasel getting the boot this month, but Girder accomplishes a lot of the same, and I actually almost like it better. It's a little slower, but it's got a little bit more of a reliable priority in Mach Punch and Bulk Up helping there. But yeah, I mean, Girder takes advantage of those dual wing bat Ninja asks so well. Such a good false sense of security, because now that your Flying Stab is significantly weaker than Acrobatics and you're twice as vulnerable to knockoff, it's just safe. You saw that I got out of that matchup with 41% of my health and my attack and defense doubled. That is really good for a ton of situations. Not necessarily good if he had like Gallade or a healthy Rotom still around. Yeah, he had Rotom there, but I think his team was a lot like mine, where Rotom is just becoming this dual offensive and defensive glue for these teams. Alrighty, so my opponent has a semi-hail team with these two guys right here, right? And Munchlax enjoys just absolutely 100% hard-walling the Vanillix, but does not like taking knockoffs and dealing with Sandslash Alola. But it does like Rapidash. I mean, yeah, this is going to be good. But the biggest thing right here is Tspikes. I just need to find a good opportunity to get the opposing Sandslash in to set those up, and having Rotom punish Rotom Fan. That seems like it is the play. I don't want to... Actually, I could lead Duraludon because it's not It's not Ninetales, it's Rapidash. Ninetales I do not like leading off on. Fire Blast does way too much, if not it KOs. I don't even remember. We'll see if he goes Clefairy. Clefairy's not, I mean, Clefairy stopped the Draco Meteor, but I said this earlier in that it's not good for the, God dang, I can't believe he did this. It's a free knockoff. It's not good for the Flash Cannon, of course. You could get a Moonblast and get me really low, but again, look at this momentum you generate, though. That Clefairy, Violite is gone, and this is a free T-Spike now. It should be, unless if he doubles. T-Spike is pretty good. This thing being, or having its Violite gone could be great if my Duraludon loses more HP so that it's in a one-hit KO. It's in one-hit KO range from Moonblast. Because now Clefairy is very likely to be bopped by Moonblast itself. But yeah, we're going to trade hazards off. I can deal with Rocks Up all the time, not a problem. And this is where Munchlax can come in. Or Duraludon? Let's go Munchlax. Munchlax is just a tad bit safer. I don't want to get tricked, but I'm fine with this. Hard Whirlwind. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, then now we go Duraludon. Burnt Munch is no problem whatsoever. I think I'm just going to hard Draco. Yeah, good. Good Rotom Fan down. Victor Dursweep is becoming more likely by the minute. I think I'm going to just Stealth Rock as he bolts into Clefairy, I'm assuming. Stealth Rock isn't doing that much, but I can't really afford him to generate too much more momentum on Volt Switch. Potentially Rotom was a play, but now so is Weezing. I mean, I want Weezing around for Sand/Alola, but I also have, look, I got the security in Wishy-Washy. So I'm assuming, yeah, Moonblast was really just so to scare me out. Alright, he's not going to have fun with this Sludge Bomb here. And that Rotom should be gone. Wow, it lived? Now I'm only worried about Pain Split, but I gotta stay in and Sludge Bomb. I need to. I think he's Pain Split, not Air Slash. I think that's a set. So there's some people that advocate for Rotom Fan right now as being decent for Escavalier, Gallade, and stuff. But if you're using Rotom Fan, you know, it wants to have both its stabs in Air Slash and Volt Switch. It wants to be a defog user. It wants to status stuff with Will-O-Wisp. And it wants recovery with Pain Split. And if you're counting on your fingers, like I am, you know it's that you filled your hand up and you can really only afford 4 moves in Pokemon. So that's the biggest problem. And if you don't want, I guess maybe defog isn't the most necessary, but then there's just better hazard control. I mean, it's hard to find better hazard control with your Rotom slot being taken up. It still exists, and I'm sure teams do it, but I'm just saying it's a little wonky. Rotom also has decent opportunities to defog, like there. Wishy-Washy is physically defensive, and the thing is, I mean, between Munchlax and I kind of want to just preserve my Wishy-Washy's bulk. So I'll go for Sludge Bomb. Get destroyed by that, which is okay, because now I can just Volt Switch to Revenge Kill. Who's watching? That is 100% specs, by the way. So he sacks this. More than fine with that. And now Duraludon outspeeds everything. Now, Claw can take a Draco. Claw can take a Draco, no problemo. And that's kind of what he's going to need to do. He could do a Vanillix into Claw kind of idea, but I'm not choice locked. So that's not going to work out for him other than the fact that Hail's up, so when Claw switches out or gets Revenge killed, then maybe Sand/Alola can generate momentum. it's not too likely I choke at this point with my full health Wishy-Washy and Munchlax being a really safe switch in against Vanillix. But yeah, we're just gonna Draco here. I almost don't even need to hit. That's kind of the sad thing, is I have enough security with Draco missing to still win this game. Heck, this might even put it into like a +1 Mach Punch range. Also, a knocked Clefairy, if that is special defensive, has a hard time switching into Girder because it could bulk up, I think, twice and take the first Moonblast and then Drain Punch and get enough health back to take a second Moonblast and also KO Clefairy. Kind of a weird, unexpected matchup that I've brute forced in the past, you know, like last resort brute force, and it's worked. And then, you know, there's calcs to prove it, but it needs to be specially defensive. Yeah, that's not even a that is not even a +1 Mach Punch. That is just a plain old Mach Punch, and I'm gonna Hex. Breaking Clefairy, it's kind of difficult now. It's not the worst though. So like I said, safe switch in is Munchlax. I'm going to rest. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm gonna rest. I could stay in on a lot of these guys. I don't like taking the knockoff. Oh, it's taunt. That's new. Still a Body Slam. Paralyzing anything is pretty cool. If I can get it. I only have one more Body Slam to shoot for. Okay, I wasn't expecting taunt, but what's his last move? Is it not Freeze Dry? Blizzard plus Freeze Dry is totally possible. But if it's not that... Also, what is his... So he is Light Clay. So it is Freeze Dry. Hey! Why did he reveal that? I have no idea why he revealed that. And I got a hard Drain Punch now. And hopefully Wishy can start to deal with the Scald Burns. I mean, could get Clefairy into Hex. Again, that knockoff is so helpful, isn't it? Clefairy doing nothing to me. Clefairy also not realizing I'm rest talk, but I don't need to go for that yet. Recovers. I should just be able to Hex everything. And Vanillix can't set its Aurora Veil. It's too unhealthy. There's not even that many turns left of... Wow, 76 without a Violite. The crit on the... yeah, the crit, that's funky. And Girder is just going to sweep on top of Wishy-Washy doing enough. It's kind of a funny play here. But I can take a Blizzard and then... Okay, I mean, Aurora Veil was what I was expecting. I was kind of thinking of like worst case scenario. But let's see how much Triple Axle is doing. So this thing's living a Drain Punch and it's Life Orb. Yeah, I need a few crits on that Triple Axle to maybe have a chance. I hope that these replays are case in point that Girder is awesome team support mid-game with that knockoff. That defensive knockoff being great, and Mach Punch being... Oh, and Mach and Drain Punch being super reliable. You just can't knock the fighting and dark covers. That is so good. Okay, this will be the last game of the day. This is a rematch. And we saw how Girder swept that Ninjask last time. I don't think he's going to make that mistake again. Or make the mistake of staying in with Durlodon. Or, yeah, staying in against my Durlodon with his Rotom. That's another thing. If it's not Colbur Rotom, though, my knockoff Girder is still going to be decently effective at dealing with that at +1. Knockoff is an easy KO on anything that isn't Colbur. Let's see. Okay, so I mean, we're in the same. We're gonna try this again. So this time he does Volt Switch out. Yeah, so you could take a Shadow Ball, barely. I think you'll be in the red. The problem is that the Draco is basically just giving me a free Wisp from Weezing if he does go Escavalier. And if he doesn't go Escavalier, then nothing likes taking a Draco and followed by a pivoting out. I really do like this set more than on just HO because of how much momentum it generates. And even on HO, I used Sash. That's when I got to the 1700s. I used Sash Durlodon. Just meant I could stay on everything, just get that early momentum. But on HO, when every sweeper kind of acts on their own in a vacuum, or they work internally to boost and break stuff, and then one after another, just domino the team. On teams like mine, everything relies on this team support with spreading status for Hex, Rotom, and okay, and Whirlwind, Munchlax with Tspikes, and knockoff Girder to help the heavy duty boots and Tspikes. Everything has to be so meticulously built together, or you're in some hot water. Unlike this Scald, which ain't hot at all. Again, forcing in Skunk Take to get a free Draco off. And I'm doing one really cool thing. It's wearing down the Escavalier. A very broken Mon. Well, when it hits. Gotta go here now, unfortunately. I'm just gonna T-Spike again, yeah. That's cool. I can take a Dark Pulse barely. That may have been a roll. Not gonna lie, that could have been a roll. But now we just get up Stealth Rock, said this is how I want to chip it. Now I sack this to another Draco. Would have been great if I hit that first, but you can't expect to hit them all, can you? Gonna Wisp whatever wants to come out. Wisping the oh, okay. That's actually decent for him because he can rely on this. I'm going to take the Stone Edge. I'm going to take it like a champ. I don't care. Never mind, I die. I should have known that. I try to tell myself I wouldn't. But that's okay. Now I have to rely on Weezing to help check Ninjask. I don't think I'm going to have the best chance to bulk up if or when Skunk Tank comes out. What? Really? What is he doing? I thought he learned from last time. Oh, okay, he's going for I get this. He's going for knockoff, so his Rotom could be a little bit more of a nuisance for me. Maybe even Skunk Tank. Ninjask? Dude, I don't know about that. I don't know why you're... Oh, that's a one-hit KO with Heavy Duty Boots. I didn't even think you needed to get... I thought you had to get to +2, I meant. Wow. So the question is, do I save this? Rotom is going to be tough now that I lost some potential offensive checks to it. Notice I don't even have a Mon that outspeeds Rotom on this team. This is a really bulky offense. I kind of rely on Girder's bulk, or yeah, the bulk of these guys. I mean, Munchlax is just kind of free. Is he defogged or no? So what is he? I know he's Wisp from the last game. This is going to be a funny end game to try to solve. Let's see. He's thinking about it too. The problem is Munch absolutely hard walls. I mean, it could PP stall Rotom if it wanted to. So he goes Skunk Tank. I'm absolutely going for Body Slam. I don't know if he knows I'm Rest. I don't think he saw that last game. Now I'm going for Whirlwind because I doubt he wants to stay in. Oh wow, okay, I'm fine with that. Got a Rest here. You could be choice with Wisp. If I was completely unbiased and I had no idea what he was. Okay, so he is Wisp Defog. Alright, just gonna be a little bit tough, man, because I could, as long as I roll Body Slams, I'm safe. Okay, I gotta let Whirlwind now. I wish I didn't get 2 rests in a row, but again, I can kind of rely on it, unfortunately, for my opponent. Okay, so... Ah, darn. Tough. But I could take a Volt Switch, so I'll get the U-turn, sure. I can take one. Let's get the momentum up. I can't take a Scald. Should I risk? I don't want to risk that, do I? I'll do this. Oh no, Rocky Mountain's knocked off. Okay. This is another thing I don't really want to risk this. I'll get a Tspikes up. It's okay. Now Wisp. Right, awesome. Pain Split now. He's going for these burns. Not getting them. And he goes for Rest. Okay. I could have rested myself, but I think what I want to do is hope that I don't have enough Violite. Oh. Okay, I mean, it's kind of like now or never. He needs to roll like Rest so I can get health back. It's called, yeah, it's over. Okay. This is going to get annoying. So basically, I'm just basically going to be doing the same thing over and over. What? Why would you risk Rotom? I get a Skull Burner. He's so screwed. That's still good for me. That's still really good for me. I don't want to risk that. Will risk this though. Yeah, I don't know why he risked that. He had to have seen on his Rest Hawk, right? You don't just use Mono Rest Wishy unless you're Stall. But this is what I think I referenced in the first part of the video, right? That this defensive core is really going to be hard to break on because these 3 guys deal with a lot of their offensive checks pretty effectively. Alright, buddy, how are you going to deal with this? Poliwrath is a free switch in. That's what I would go. And I would not be risking... What are you risking, man? Why are you just getting rid of a Mon? So yeah, again, Volt Switch, again, I'm just going to heal up. Yeah, I don't know why he's risking this. Between Body Slam Paras and Whirlwind, but how many of these am I going to get? This is annoying. I flinched. Okay, Whirlwind out again. It's the same repetition. He's just getting health back, though. No. Wait, why am I whirlwinding? I misclicked. Okay, rest. At least I'm wasting his Volt Switch PP. He's getting all of his health back. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. How many of those did I roll? I'm running out of sleep talk. Is the How do I keep rolling? I fledged. Great. I'm on a body slam. This is bad. Oh, this sucks, actually. I have to stay in now. Can I please roll whirlwind? Oh, wow. That's so annoying. I only have 6 left. Is he running out of dark pulses at least? Okay, good. I rolled something finally. Oh my gosh. How did that come to play? Yeah, I'm gonna sleep talk. I don't want to get Rotom in for free. I don't care if he gets his health back. Yeah, it's fine. This looks weird, but I mean it's kind of okay to do this. I almost want to get burned because it would help with pain splitting. That's funny. You can just go right into Poliwrath, but who cares? Or this, but I'm just gonna sleep talk. I know. I wish I got a status off on this thing. It's so funny that I haven't statused this yet. Oh, what are these rolls and odds? And just rest. Yeah, whatever. Just T-Spike. No, pain split. At the same time, he hasn't gotten any. Did Rotom get its health back? That's annoying. Sucks. I don't want to calc this. I don't think I live a Volt Switch. Probably do though. Actually, thinking about it. Please, paralyze, crit, something good. Okay, I can just get rid of this though. No, I can't. I can't afford it because then I'll be in Volt Switch range. But I mean, this thing is low, which is really nice. Okay, roll body slam. Don't get full paralyzed. Rolling, okay, that's fine. Yeah, he's actually running. Oh, he crit. Okay, I mean it was bound to happen. Now it's not likely at all to win. Now we're in bad news bears. Drain Punch is gonna be doing way too much to a healthy Hey man, we both haven't been status when we should. I think Skull just wins now, doesn't it? How many Drain Punches he has left? Crit was unfort, but not necessarily uncalled for. I just can't believe I didn't get any good luck on the Skunk Tank. Like, zero good luck. If Skunk Tank was like dealt with, like even in that Sleep Talk turn, if I rolled Body Slam and it was just gone, infinitely more likely for me to win this. Just stalling out between Rest Talk, Munchlax, and Rest Wishy Washy with Wheezing to kind of help in the middle. Alright, yeah, that's over. Okay, those are good games. I'll end this live here. I have no idea how long that's been. But fun team. I'll leave the PokePaste in the description below. Probably could have mentioned that earlier. But yeah, let me know what you like about this, and hopefully I'll continue to make some more NU content.